Okay everyone, I am recording this video to help all of you to know how to access your AAT practice assessment papers after you finish your registration. So because when you go to the exam on the 12th of March, you will be doing the exam on the computer. It's not a written examination. So you need to get used to the accounting software to know how your exam papers will look like. So to do that, you need to practice the AAT assessment paper. So I'm going to show you how you can access your AAT assessment papers from the AAT website after you finish your registration. So today in the class I'm going to show you how to register, but now I'm making this video to show all of you how to access the exam papers. So this is the website you need to go to, aat.org.uk. So the website is aat.org.uk and you click on login. When you register today, you will have your own login ID and password, so you will be able to log in. Currently I am using my details to show you. Once you enter your username and password, click login into my AAT. Now you can see this screen. So you need to scroll down over here. I can see various details, but you won't see all this. You will see this section under resources. Okay, so this is where you can access your practice assessment papers. So you need to click on this section which says lifelong learning portal. So let's click on that, lifelong learning portal. It will take you to the resources section. Now within these resources I can see various courses, but you are registering only for AAT, so you will only see foundation certificate in accounting. Okay, so all these sections which I am seeing here, you will not be seeing them. So just look for this section over here which says foundation certificate in accounting level 2. That is the course what you are doing. So that is the section you will find in your learning portal, foundation certificate accounting level 2. And let's open this unit, bookkeeping transactions. This is the first unit we are doing. So this is the section which we will open now to show you how to open the practice assessment paper. So click on bookkeeping transactions. As you can see, a new window is opening. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, so if you go under bookkeeping transactions, there are so many sections over here. You can see there are some e-learning, that is various information on the various things which we learned in the classroom, accounting equation, posting from sales and sales returns daybook, writing up sales and purchase daybook, balancing ledger accounts. We all learned all of this, but if you want any additional learning or practice, you can watch these videos. Some information about how to calculate various things, maybe some discounts and VAT calculations and balancing. And the most important thing for all of you is to do this practice assessments. Okay, practice assessments. These are very similar to the actual exam what you are taking in the software wise. So it's very important you do this practice. Now these practice assessments are run using a software called as Surpass Viewer. So before you click on your practice assessments, you need to click on this Surpass Viewer installation and support. So when you click on that, when you click here, it will take you to a different page. Because I already installed and downloaded Surpass Viewer, it won't take me to that page, but it will take you to a different page where you need to click on a link which says download and install Surpass Viewer. Once you do that, you come back again here and then click on the bookkeeping transactions practice assessment 1 and then select here to continue. If your Surpass Viewer is already installed correctly, it will say open Surpass Viewer. So click on the open Surpass Viewer and you should be able to see the question paper in a few minutes. It is loading. 1 minute. Let me just make it a little bit smaller so that you can see clearly. So once you download Surpass Viewer, this is how you will see your file. So when you go to the examination, you will be given a A4 sheet with your name, with your AAT number and a key code. Okay. So you need to type this key code and press OK for the exam window to open. Okay. So this key code, because it is a practice assessment, they have just given you some default key code. But when you go to your actual exam, before you enter the exam room, the screens will be like this with the blank section over here. And you will be given an A4 document in which you will have your name, your student ID, your AAT registration number and some other details. And it will also consist of a 8-character key code. So you need to enter the key code and say OK. And once you do that, here it won't show you, but over there it will show your name and your AAT number and your date of birth, etc. Please make sure that those details are accurate. Not in the practice assessment you can't see that. In the actual exam you need to do that. If everything is correct, you press confirm and say yes, I accept and confirm. And then you will be taken into the main exam window. It is where it will give you details about what is your exam and how it is constructed. So it says you have an exam for 1 hour and 30 minutes and you have to complete 10 tasks. You have to use a decimal point. If you want to use any point, do not use a comma or a space. Always use a decimal point. And when you are entering any numbers, you can either type 10,000 like this or you can type 10,000 comma like this also. So both are acceptable. Sometimes in some softwares the comma is not recognized, but I think in the new software they changed that, so you can use a comma also. But if you don't want to use a comma, just safely just type your numbers like this so that you don't get any incorrect answers. Now once everything is done, they say the VAT rate is 20%. So all through this question paper, anything you are doing, your VAT rate is going to be 20%. Once you do this, you need to see a button called Start Assessment. Okay. So, if you can't see that, press F11, which will make your screen into maximize. Okay. Your screen will get maximized and then you will be able to sorry, 1 minute. I can't maximize my screen here. So view, zoom in, view, zoom in. Sorry, it is zooming in, making it more bigger. I need to make it smaller. Because I want to see that start assessment. Until and unless you see the start assessment button, you will not be able to start your assessment here. It went back to the original page again. Okay, so now you can see this button, Start Assessment. You need to click on that to be able to start your examination. When you go to the exam window, these problems will not be there because it will be already adjusted for the size and everything. So you can see your Start Assessment. So click on Start Assessment and the exam will start. Okay. So now I am going to zoom in a little bit more to see it clearly. Okay, you can see you have 10 questions and you have 1 hour and 30 minutes. The timer will be displayed over here. So please keep an eye on your timer when you are doing your tasks. Okay, like if you see the first question, they gave you an order and you need to calculate the net amount before discount, after discount, VAT and the total. You do not have any space to write anything. So if you want to write anything, ask the examiner for a paper they will give you. You can do your calculations in there, but only put the answers in here. And once you finish your exam, that paper which you did your calculations, you have to return it back. You cannot carry it outside the exam room. Okay, you cannot carry anything inside the exam room or outside the exam room. When you go to the exam, your books and your jackets, your bags, everything has to be left at a section where they told you before you sit for the exam. Only things allowed to take your exam desk or water bottle, your mask, and your calculator and a pen or a pencil. Okay, nothing else. Phones should be switched off and left in your bags. You will only be allowed an actual calculator. You cannot use a calculator in your phone. Okay, now this is the link we have. So let's see. I'll just show you how to calculate this and enter. Okay, so 120 units they are selling, and each is £3.60. So 120 multiplied by £3.60. So the net before the VAT, before the discount, is £432. Okay, if you want, you can include .00 also. Then 75% is trade discount, and they want to calculate net after the discount. Calculate the discount and subtract it. So discount I got 432 multiplied by 7.5 divided by 100, 32.40. 432 minus 32.40, net after the discount is £399.60. Do not enter just 0.6, always 2 decimal places. VAT on this times 20%, it is 79.92. And the total, ignore the before discount, only take the goods total VAT, and then that will be your total. 399.6 plus 79.92, which is 479.52. So that is how you do it. You just do your calculations in your calculator and just only enter the answers. They want you to copy this into the sales day book. Total is 479.52. Then VAT is 79.92 and net is 399.60. Okay, so this is how you do your calculations. Now here they want, this is that question where you got some balance, some money, but they did not know which items were not or not paid. So whenever doing this type of calculations, if you want to highlight anything, you can use these buttons. Okay, only if you need to. If you do not want to highlight them or just do normal calculations, you can do that. Okay, then let's take a look at 1.2. So when you want to go to the next question, you can just directly click here. But every time you are answering the question, scroll down up to the end of the question paper to see if there is anything remaining. You should come up to here, end of the task. Okay, because there are different sections in each and every question paper. Like see here, you need to identify discrepancies between these two. Okay, you ordered for 50, you ordered for 100, but they sent for 50 because this is invoice, that is purchase order. So quantity is incorrectly shown. So this box has to be connected to this box. So to do that, you click the quantity box and then you click on here and the line will come automatically. If you think this is a wrong choice and you want to change it, click on the line and it will disappear. Trade discount, if it is not shown, click on this one, click on this one, the line will appear. If you think it is incorrect, click on the line, it will disappear. So that is how you do some of these things in this accounting software. Exam software, sorry. 1.3. Here you are looking at the statement. Tick the items which are not included in the statement, how much will be the amount paid and everything. So very similar to the questions what we have done. You have 2 invoices and there is 2% discount for payment within 10 days. So they're asking how much will be paid and by what date. So all the questions are very similar. Only thing is that you are using a software to answer your questions rather than physical papers. 1.4 is the preparation of the cash book. You have been given some money received. You need to enter them into the cash book and total. And then using the debit side and the credit side, you need to calculate the cash balance and the bank balance. 1.5 is your petty cash book question. You can see that here. 1.6 is the discount allowed day book, and you need to transfer it into the general ledger. And there is one more item given of one individual customer which needs to be transferred into the sales ledger. 1.7 cash book is given to you and you need to transfer into the general ledger. 1.8 they given you two ledger accounts, you need to balance them and tell if the balance is on the debit or credit side. And the next account you actually have to show all the three steps: balance carried down, total, and balance brought down. Here if you see, they give you space on both the sides. Do not mean that you need to put it on both the sides. Like if you see here, total on the debit side is 14,264 plus 977. So total on the debit side is 15,241. And total on the credit side is 1525 plus 3714 is 5239. Sorry, 5239. So you know the total is lowest on the credit side, so balance carried down should go on the credit side. They give you space on both the sides to check if you know how to enter it correctly or not. So lowest total is on the credit side, so balance carried down will go on the credit side. So click on this section here, date, October, so you should use 31st of October, so go up to October. It's not allowing me to scroll down, but you can do this in your actual exam, don't worry about that. Then you need to enter balance, so balance carried down, and see the difference between both the totals. 15,241 minus 5,239, which will give you a balance of 10,002. Once you enter that balance, change the total on this side also, 15,241, and bring the balance down on the opposite side. So balance brought down 10,002, and again make sure you change the date. So balance brought down date will be 1st of November. That's it. Okay, so they'll give you spaces on both the sides just to check if you know which side to enter the carried down and brought down accurately. Now 1.9 trial balance. You just need to do the totals here. It might be partially prepared. When it is partially prepared, you do not get the same totals on the debit and credit side. So if you get a different total, do not worry. Partially prepared means it is incomplete. And then they given you some more information using which you need to prepare the trial balance. So purchase ledger control account total is given to you. Sales ledger control account total is given to you. Cash book is in a overdraft. Petty cash book is also given to you. And all the remaining items. You just need to apply the dead click. Transfer those values into here. These individual accounts, sales ledger, purchase ledger, do not go into the trial balance. Only general ledgers and other balances go into the trial balance. Transfer transfer all of them, and then you will be able to complete your trial balance. And they are not asking you to do any totals, but you can cross check for yourself to know if it is right or wrong. Then 1.10 is your customer coding. You could do your customer codes here, and then a theory question about discounts and money received or paid. Then you have a question about accounting equation, and then you have the question about capital income, capital expenditure, etc. Here you have to drag. Sometimes it might be connecting or sometimes it might be dragging and dropping. Purchase motor van is capital expenditure, so choose that box and drag it here. Still you can see one more over there because there can be more than one capital expenditure, so don't worry about that as long as you can see the answer here. Stationery is revenue expenditure. Train tickets, revenue expenditure. Cash for sale of goods, revenue income. Check from the owner, money invested by owner, capital income. Once you finish all your examination, if you have time remaining, you can go back to any of the question to look at your answers again or anything. But if you feel you have completed everything and you don't want to check anything, you can click on Submit Assessment. Now when you do this practice assessment and you click on Submit Assessment, it will actually give you the result. Okay, are you sure you want to finish Submit Assessment? Say yes and submit. But if you're not sure you want to submit, cancel it, go back, look at your calculations, etc. But if the timer runs out, automatically the window will close. Okay, automatically it will get submitted. So you have to make sure you finish all your tasks in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I'll say submit and it will give you the result. As you can see, I did not do any of the questions. I was just explaining to you. That is the result. That's why. So when you complete it correctly and fill all the sections, it will actually tell you if you have passed this assessment or not. Okay, if you get that result, that means you need to know that you need to practice a little bit more. Okay, and once everything is done, you can click on exit and you can close this window and come back to the AAT section again. So in the AAT section, you have 2 practice assessments. You have practice assessment 1 and you have practice assessment 2. There are also answers for that. So when you finish the assessment 1, if you want to check your answers, you can open the model answers. When you finish assessment 2, if you want to check your answers, you can open the model answers again. So this is how you access your practice exams from the AAT website. Thank you.